On a previous episode, I demonstrated how to trigger a video transition from the Hyperdeck Studio using macros. And while that was super useful, it does have its limitations. So on this episode, I'll level up your Hyperdeck skills with the Companion app. Now, you're probably wondering, why should you integrate Companion into your ATEM Hyperdeck workflow when triggering videos using macros in the ATEM software control panel works just fine? Well, that's a great question. And the short answer is that the clip index can be unreliable. As you begin to build out your show with custom transitions and video clips, you'll begin to realize that even the most organized file structure has its limitations, especially if you have an extensive video library. Let me explain. Unlike the clip index that relies on a simple numeric index, the Companion app takes into account the actual file name. So when you trigger a macro, it isn't just looking for the 10th file in a long list of files. It's actually looking for the exact name of that file, even if its place in the clip index has shifted, which will essentially prevent misfires. Now, I know that for some of you, this might seem elementary, but when you're working quickly, or maybe you're collaborating with a team of people, file structures can easily get messy. So just think of the Companion app as an added safety measure for your live stream. Step 1. In order to set this up, I'm going to assume you have an ATEM Mini Pro, a Hyperdeck, and a copy of Companion installed on your PC or Mac. So let's start by launching the ATEM software control panel. And in the upper left-hand corner, select ATEM Software Control, then Connection. From the pop-up window, we will select ATEM Setup and copy your ATEM's IP address. Next, we will want to launch the Companion GUI and add 2 new connections. The first will be the ATEM. We can do this by typing ATEM in the Add Connection search text field and select Add when it appears. Doing so will send us to the Edit Connection tab, where we can name our ATEM and, more importantly, enter our ATEM's IP address in the target IP field. Now that we've named and entered our ATEM's IP address, the only thing left to do is hit Save. Step 2. We will open the Hyperdeck Setup app and copy its IP address. From here, we will head back to Companion and type Hyperdeck in the Add Connection search text field and select Add. A new connection will be added, and we will automatically be switched to the Edit Connection tab. From here, you can name the Hyperdeck connection and, more importantly, enter your Hyperdeck's IP address in the target IP dialog box. Oh, and don't forget to select your model from the drop-down list. This step is extremely important. Now that we've named our connection, entered our IP address, and selected a model, you can leave all the other settings at their default and just click Save. Step 3. With our ATEM and Hyperdeck added as connections, we can now set our sights on setting up a trigger for video playback. And in order to do that, we will want to select the Buttons tab. From here, select an empty slot in the left-hand column, then click Regular Button from the right-hand column. As you can see, a ton of options have now appeared, but don't worry, most of it is pretty self-explanatory. From adding a button name to selecting a font size, it's boilerplate. What I really want us to focus on is the Press Action dropdown. From here, we can trigger a slew of actions from either the ATEM or Hyperdeck. But for the purposes of this tutorial, we just want to concentrate on triggering the playback of a specific clip from the Hyperdeck. And in order to do that, we will need to create 3 actions. Step 4. Action 1 will trigger the ATEM to set the program output to the input you've connected your Hyperdeck. To do this, we will want to type ATEM in the drop-down form field. As we do this, you will notice the options will begin to filter down to ATEM-specific actions. From this call-down list, we want to select ATEM ME Set Program Input. From the input dropdown, select the input your Hyperdeck is connected to. For me, that is input 3, step 5. Next, we want to add our second action by typing Hyperdeck in the drop-down form field. Once again, the options will begin to filter down. From this smaller list, please select Hyperdeck Go To Clip Name. Once that's done, we will want to select a file from the clip name dropdown. For me, that will be episode 48, but feel free to pick whatever video you want. Step 6. Our last action will trigger playback. So once again, type Hyperdeck in the drop-down form field and select Hyperdeck Play. With that done, let's now test our action. this episode of Create, Consume, Repeat, I walked, boom, you are now playing a video off your Hyperdeck, and more importantly, leveled up your Hyperdeck skills, allowing you the ability to trigger all sorts of videos. Obviously, this technique frees you up from relying on the clip index, but in my opinion, it still makes sense to keep a clean file structure, since it will not only help you keep track of your video files, it will help you quickly debug any issues you may encounter in the future. Have any questions or comments on what we just covered? Well, drop them in the comment section below. And if you found this video useful, don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, and bell. It helps me grow this channel and, of course, stay motivated. Catch you guys next time.